Welcome back. We're going to continue our conversation and talk about lighting and color. We previously talked about the Smart Fix. We are in the Edit task pane of the Quick Edits. We are in the Editor side. We know we're in the Editor side because we see the organizer icon up here. So just going to give you a heads up. Our view is after only, and we chose Fit Screen. Now let's talk about lighting. Lighting has two options, levels and contrast. Levels expands the tones between the highlights and the shadows. So levels expands the tones between the highlights and the shadows. The goal of levels is to have good shadows with detail, good highlight with detail, and try not to clip any of the shadow or highlights. Contrast, on the other hand, is the difference in luminance and or color that makes an object distinguishable. So we would say in this photo there's low contrast because the leaf almost blends in with the background. If we were to click the auto button in contrast, this will apply the contrast. We can see the leaf is more distinguishable from the background, but it still doesn't look like it's fixed. So let's reset this and let's try levels inside. Now you see how levels expanded the tonal range, and it gave me some little bit of good background and highlight detail. If you don't like the auto function, again, click reset and you can choose the sliders here. Remember, when you choose the shadows and you move to the right, it actually brightens the shadows because you're trying to get the detail in shadows. So it doesn't darken the shadows, it brightens the shadows. Just want to let you know. So let me move here, let's go back here. Now go to highlights. Remember, if you move the highlights to the right, it'll actually darken the highlights because you're trying to get detail in the highlights. That's how I kind of remember it. Let me move it just really about 3. Midtones either compresses or expands the difference between the shadows and the highlights. That's how I like to remember it. It's the midpoint. So if I move it here, if I move it here, look how the leaf comes into more focus. To the point now it looks like it's in a scary horror movie. So let me click X to reset that, and I'll choose auto levels. Now we'll scroll down here a little bit and talk about color. In color, we have an auto function. I'm not going to choose the auto function because the levels pretty much fixed a lot of the color and contrast issues. But we do have 2 more options. We have saturation. Maybe I want more of a color in the photo, or maybe I want less. If I pull the saturation to the left, I'm going to take out or desaturate the photo, which is going to make it that black and white. Let me click the X to bring it to the middle. If I increase the saturation, you can overdo it, as you can see here. Click X. Hue is the actual color. It will change and it will move any of the colors in the photo to the next color in the color wheel by shifting it to the right, clockwise, or counterclockwise. So if I move this a little bit to the left and then increase my saturation a little, maybe try and get here, and then click the check mark to confirm. And now let's look at the before and after. And now we have a drab leaf, and now we have almost a fall looking leaf. Isn't that incredible? With just a few edits due to a photo in the quick edit mode. So it's quick, it's fast. Imagine doing a lot of photos at once. It can save you a lot of time. In the next lesson, we'll talk about balance